So, what exactly do you do?
I'm an X-ray technologist, so I work at the hospital. Someone comes in for various reasons that need an X-ray, various parts of the body. Uh, we do an X-ray of bones, abdomens, whatever part of the body. Mostly chest X-rays. That's 90% of the job is doing chest X-rays. Lung pathology is seen a lot better uh, immediately on a chest X-ray, and then they move forward from there,
Okay.
whether they need a CT or MRI or something.
And how long have you been in your profession?
I've been doing X-rays. I graduated in 2001. It's going to be my 15th year working for Kaiser.
Well, when did you figure out you wanted to pursue your career, what you chose or whatever?
I was in community college for a couple years doing general ed. Didn't know really what I wanted to major in. My dad needed an MRI for his back, for his lumbar spine. And, he's very claustrophobic, so he needed me to drive him there and drive him back home. So when I went with him, the tech let me stay in the back in the control room with him while he scanned my dad, and that's where I just kind of started asking him questions about where did he go to school. He went to the same school I was going, Chaffey College. I just asked him how long it took, how much were they making at that time. So it seemed like a pretty interesting job. It wasn't labor intensive. At the time I was working at UPS, throwing boxes all day. So it seemed like a pretty cool job. So I looked into it with my counselor, and she saw what I needed. I still needed a couple classes, anatomy and medical terminology. So I went ahead and took those and applied that spring, and found out I got in for that fall.
So,
And from then, been doing it ever since.
That's cool. And did you run into any problems during your process?
No, well, it was pretty. I mean, it was very hard. I pretty much, I had no life for 2 years. I would leave here at 4 p.m. and I would be at work at 5 p.m. Work till 11:30 or midnight, and then be back here at 7:30 in the morning, here or campus. So it was like, had a just time management, was like a big issue, like studying, trying to get sleep and stuff like that. But other than that, it was hard, but it paid off in the end.
How much training did you have to do?
It's 2 years of training while you're taking the classes. So you're a couple days at school, a couple days at the hospital on site, doing hands-on. And that's 8 hours at the hospital, doing it with the tech, following the different departments, because you have like orthopedics, you have fluoroscopy, outpatient clinics. So each department's different. You have the OR, you're in the OR, so different machines.
Are you helping the main dude, or is it they give you the job, or are you just helping somebody? Or...
We get the order from the physician, depending on what they want to see, and then we do the protocol that the radiologists have, and then they go ahead and look at our X-rays and diagnose what they're looking at.
So you don't do any diagnostic things, or you?
We don't read anything. That's the radiologist's job. It's our job to make sure we get the best quality picture for them to diagnose what they need to see.
Did you get any support, during? Did you have any support or any people that kind of doubted you or put you down or anything?
My family's very supportive. I was still living at home when I was going to school, and they helped out a lot, with the books and stuff, and they were very supportive. So I give them a lot of credit for helping me through it. Without that support system, really hard. It was difficult.
Do you mean like moral support or like financial?
Both. Financial. I mean, they had a roof over my head.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying rent anywhere. They didn't really charge me for anything for staying at the house. So that was financial, and then moral was like those times where I'm like, I'm done. I'm too tired. I'll give up. And they encouraged me to keep going on. Especially halfway through it, you're just like, man, I got another year. It's hard. I just want to quit. But no, they were very, moral supportive and pushed me through it and made it. So appreciate that.
Like, were you always good in school or something? Like,
no, I was kind of like a C student in high school. Got by. And actually, I wasn't going to graduate on time. I was going to have to stay back and go to summer school.
Yeah.
But when I finally decided to go to college, then I don't know, something in me just kind of like took it more seriously, and I kind of like biology and kind of sciences anyway.
Yeah.
So when I started taking anatomy and different biology classes, I did better in those kind of classes, And in math, I was pretty good at math, so I knew I kind of wanted to do something like in the hospital setting, and so I kind of did better when I was studying in the X-ray program.
Is every like objective like a puzzle? Like every task that you have to do, is it kind of like you kind of need to work, like be resourceful, I guess?
Yes. Every day, every exam is different.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever the same. You can do let's say an elbow X-ray.
Yeah.
And you're never gonna do it exactly the same every time, because you can have somebody that has no pain, no issues, and do it one way, and then you have somebody who's got a broken shoulder, broken forearm. You're gonna have to approach it a different way. So then you have somebody with a cast. So it's always, you have to kind of improvise and kind of adapt to how you're gonna approach a certain exam every time.
Did you have any role models to look up to? You kind of build your own.
I think I just kind of did my own thing, and my parents didn't go to college, and my dad he was a welder, and he kind of encouraged us, like, don't break your back your whole life, and find an easy job. It kind of wear and tears on your body, because I was coming home like all sweaty and nasty, and beat up and sore and stuff. And he's trying to say, hey, if you don't want to spend the rest until you retire that way, then you need to start hitting the books.
So you work with them like during high school, or you work with them
during high school, after high school, until I decided to go back to college. So I didn't go right after high school to college. It took me a couple years to like, what? I can't do this my whole life, so I'm gonna go back to school. Kind of figure it out from there.
And your dad was always supportive about you changing it?
Very supportive.
He knew how it was already to do that for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he's very supportive.